I wanted to talk about the process of how leads work. Well, how can you make leads work better? And it's actually quite simple. The best way to generate real leads, if you're a small business, is Google Ads. I get you there, and also the mid funnel. So one of the problems I'm seeing a lot with Google Ads is the impression share. So say you're a roofer, right? And I talk about the roofing business all the time. Say I'm a roofer and I conquest roofing, and I have a 60 to 70% impression share on roofing. For non-brand, that's pretty damn effing good. I own that term in that locality. Then on top of that, I probably have a 90% impression share on my brand terms, 95%. So literally almost 10 out of 10 times my brand name comes up. But why aren't my leads converting? Your leads are not converting because you're not warming up that traffic before they hit search. So what does that mean? Wait, what are you talking about, Yousaf? Are you talking about warming a lead before it comes in? Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Because that's what the middle funnel does. The middle funnel and the top of funnel too generate awareness and frequency to warm that particular person up. So they already know who you are when they're ready. Does that make sense? So when they do want to convert, they're warm. They already know, they've been exposed to you. It's a much easier conversion when you have awareness or when you have that prior engagement to convert them down the road. That's common sense. And it's funny how a lot of clients, they talk about, oh, yeah, I'm on my search ads and I'm conquesting my non-brand. I'm conquesting my brand. Yeah, that's nice, but that's just a leaky bucket. That's all that is, my friends. You're just conquesting the bottom funnel. Sure. Okay, you can start conquesting above that, right? You have ways to expand on the meaning of the term, but what happens when you're really owning that term for that locality and you're just trying to squeeze conversions out? It's impossible because you're only a leaky bucket. That's all you are. You have scaling limitations with search. You will never really truly be able to scale with search solely. Now, will Bing satisfy that? Yeah, absolutely. I think Bing sucks, but yeah. But where you will really scale is the middle and top of the funnel. That's where you scale. Now let's take it a step further. Now this is all pre-click, right? So I'm talking pre-click, impression share. That's when somebody enters your term and the percentages of time you come up. Shit, even quality score, which I hate. But post-click is where the battle is as well. So what are you talking about, Yousaf? But you just said that the bottom of funnel is where the lead, it's nothing but leaky bucket. And you talk about the middle funnel. Yes, that's prior engagement. But you're also trying to generate that traffic. But to generate that traffic, remember I said this, search has scaling limitations. You need the middle of funnel, but also you need to optimize the post-click. And the post-click is when somebody's already hand raised to be part of your journey, whether that's mid or whether that's bottom, they've hand raised. I'm willing to go down the funnel. Then it's multiple different landing pages. It's deciding which landing page, how do you make which landing pages work for which ad group and campaign for that user journey. So if it's non-brand, it's most likely an acquisition user. They haven't been exposed. So you have to provide that user journey, whether it's a keyword or talking to them through location. Hey, West Covina, California, we're the best plumbers or whatever, best roofer. And they go through the funnel. But it's also the landing page. Now, notice I'm talking about things outside of Google. So now they're on they've gone, they click, they hand raise, they go down the funnel, and they're going to the landing pages. Just like you have ad groups, just like you have ads, you have to optimize according by landing page. That's your conversion rate. Your conversion rate is your submit lead form or call divided by the clicks. That's your conversion rate. You want that conversion rate to be as quick and as high as possible. So as people convert or as people come in, they convert quickly, whether that be 2%, whether that be 10%, whether it be 20%. The bigger the larger the conversion rate, the better. From there, they become an MQL. That's called a marketing qualified lead. And now you notice I'm going into the portion of the journey that's the follow-up, because now you evaluate them. They're in our location. You know, do they know what they want? Next question. When you follow up with them with your sales staff, are you converting them? What's your conversion rate when you talk to the MQL and then convert them to something called an SQL? Okay, now they're an SQL. It's a sales qualified lead. That means they're going to get somebody to visit them. Does that mean they booked? They booked, but they haven't said the project is greenlit. They just want an estimate. They just want a roofer to come look at the roof. They're not going to throw down $10,000 for $20,000, $40,000, $50,000 just because they saw an ad and a good landing page. They're going to want the person to come down. Give me an estimate. Hey, it's leaking here. It's leaking here. You know, it's been 15 years since my last roofing. Is this a good roof? Do I need to redo everything? You need that diagnosis. So we have the MQL, the marketing qualified lead. We have the SQL, which is a sales qualified lead, pushing them down the funnel. These are terms that will come up if you deal with lead gen. Pay attention, lead gen specialists in Google Ads. This is what it's all about. From there, you go into booked qualified lead. A good friend of mine invented this term. I wish I had the smartness to invent this term. I give credit. A good friend of mine invented this term. This is a book qualified lead. And this is, guess what? It's when somebody's a sales qualified lead and they go to the site and they walk the owner of the house $40,000 off their roof. And then guess what happens? The owner says yes. That is the total user journey, how this works. So let's talk about it again. It's the ads, but the ads is probably only a third of it. The other third is after they click. Then they become a conversion. That's the next step. So it's not just, hey, just running ads and then just conversions. They become a lead. But how do you process that lead? That's the hard part. They don't know how to do that. They're just, oh yeah, I just got a bunch of leads. But that's how it works. That's how it works if you want paid leads for your clients. So again, this is the third time I want to go through this, but I really want to make sure it's clear. Ad, click, landing page. For that portion of the funnel, you have the impression share. You want to make sure that's compelling for keywords. You want to make sure that you're getting good CTR, because CTR is indicative of hand raising. It really is. So you get a high CTR, that means people are opting into your ads. The conversion rate needs to match the CTR. That's the trick. The higher the CTR, the better the conversion rate. Because a higher CTR probably means a better cost per click. But notice, your job as a Google Ads specialist is the submit lead form. That's the conversion. Now, the CRM and the lead scoring is done on the whole MQL, SQL, BQL. Marketing qualified lead, sales qualified lead, book qualified lead. That's all post-click. But the problem that a lot of Google buyers don't understand is the lead scoring, the lead grading comes after the click. Oh, yeah, I can get you leads. Yeah. No. Do you want soft leads or you want good leads? You want good leads. Soft leads are a dime dozen, man. That's not the route. So you got to make sure you're understanding the part of the funnel that you need to optimize to, which is a booking. Well, now how do I optimize to a booking? You need to back out the math. You need to understand how many clicks it takes to get from a marketing qualified lead to a sales qualified lead to a book lead. So you bait that book lead and you have, say, 20 of them, 40 of them. You're able to back out the math that I need so much of this, so much of this, so much of this. That's how it works. But it's very important to understand that as an impression share specialist, which is really where you get a lot of your leads and how you stand out in the marketplace, you have to own those terms. And I hate impression share. And also impression share is shorter rigged. Impression share is only impression share of the keywords you qualify for. That's only the inventory you qualify for. Everybody else is fighting for it as well. It's not like indicative of 100. And it seems like it, but it's not. But you have to use a grading scale. So I get that. But it's only the inventory you qualify for. Just because it's 100, it sounds like 100. It means people, oh yeah, I can get up all the way up there, but it's only the amount you qualify for. My friends, thank you. I really want to make sure that, you guys understand that you're set up for success. I'll probably do a YouTube video on this. I think it's quite compelling. The secret is, again, backing out how many clicks MQLs, SQLs, landing page views, etc., back into a booking. And that's where the magic is. If you're not getting bookings, you got to find out, you got to adjust the process to see why you're not. Because guess who's going to get blamed? You are. Thank you so much.